Quests and trackers are the backbone of Fortnite creative. Without them, nothing would work. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the ways on how to make them. Going from just making a tracker, all the way up to having XP, rewarding with gold, playing some sounds, then all the way up to more advanced things like integrating cinematic sequences and pop-up dialogue devices. This one's a little bit more of a lengthy one, but stick with me to the end. Your mind will be blown. So let's get right into it. To start off, obviously, we need a tracker device. We search up tracker, you will find it right here. Now this tracker is very important. All right, this is the backbone of quests. Without this, quests wouldn't exist. So in the tracker, you can track stuff. Oh, I know, it's pretty crazy stuff. You can track many different things like events, eliminations, eliminated, score, chest open, llama open, player revived, player interrogated, race, checkpoint activated, fish. Anyways, you can track a lot of stuff, all right? And the way it works is that there's always the starting value and a target value. So if you want to track eliminations, for example, you can set, let's say I want 5 eliminations. Starting value will start at 0, so the tracker will have 0 out of 5, and then you have 5 eliminations, and then once you have the 5 eliminations, the tracker will complete. For this case, I'm going to use events. Events are basically down here. If you were to, you can use this to increment the progress with events. That's like triggering a trigger or pressing a button or picking up something out of a device, like an item spawner or picking up a collectible. It can be anything. But anyways, we're just going to go through all the settings to explain everything. Assign on game start, assigns it on game start. Assign on game render progress, and the regress. You can turn that off if you don't want to have it on game start. That's very useful if you want to assign a quest like halfway through and have it up on the hood instead of just at the start of the game. I'm gonna keep it on for now. Tracker title is the title of the tracker, so we can call it, I don't know. Let's make a tracker where it tracks how much you run. So we'll call it run. The description is like, I don't know, run more, please. And then the track, running. We can go out of events and maybe do something else like, I might just do distant travel. Just in general. I'll set it to 100. This would mean that your player has to run a bit. Autosave and auto-load. If you turn on use persistence, this basically makes it so the tracker will save all your progress. This is very useful. Let's say your player is like at 50 running, but then they quit. If you turn these on, autosave and auto-load, basically, when they come back, they'll be still at 50 in the tracker, and they can continue where they left off. Of course, you can also turn off auto-load, so it only saves it, but it doesn't load it. So when you load into the game, you'll have the saved data, but it'll start at 0, and you can load it by using load for player or load for all. Many cool things. We'll go to off for now because we're not going to get into it. We don't really need it to save. Reset between rounds basically resets it between rounds. Valid for team, basically you can make it so it's for anybody, or you can make it so it's for only like a team 100. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do it for any. Sharing is pretty important. If you want to have it so it's like an individual goal, do individual. If you want to have it for your team, it's like complete an objective for only team 1, you can do that. Or for all, for the an achievement for everybody. So if you're doing something like a I don't know, like a 4-player co-op thing, and they have to kill the boss. But right now we're going to do individual. Target team. This is when you have guns enabled or eliminations. So if you have target team for team 2, that means when you kill somebody, it'll only work for team 2. So the tracker can be kill the blue team, or like if you make it 3, it's like kill the red team. And if make it 4, it's like kill the yellow team, and so on and so forth. Same with classes. If you have a class slot, you can make it so kill knights, or kill tanks, or kill medics, or whatever classes you have in your map. When target is reached, end round basically means ends the round. If you make it so it's a more overline objective rather than just a small thing, you can do nothing, which is useful for recurring trackers, because if you do complete tracker, that means the tracker will get unassigned when it's done. If you do nothing, that means it won't go away, but it will still finish. Winning team, this is for when end round happens. If this tracker is completed, that team wins. So if there's a tracker for defeat the red team for the blue team, you can make it so when this tracker is completed, the team index is the blue team. Or if it's the opposite way, you can make it for the red team. Or you can make it for everybody, and whoever completes it wins. So if it's run really far, if blue team completes it before red team, blue team will win. And not to change on events, it basically means if you were to run a bit or press a button, only the number will go by 1. Or you can make it so it goes up in 9 if you press a button. So we'll keep it at 1. Usually you just want it at 1. Show and HUD basically means You can turn it off. There's a little thing that appears in the top right corner. You should be seeing it right now. And basically what that does is you can just see the tracker in your HUD. Usually you just want both or no. Usually these are not very useful, but both is fine. Tracker completion ceremony. Tracker completion ceremony. I actually have no idea what this does, but I'll just keep it on. Obviously, if we had eliminations on, actually I'll turn it on just very quickly so you can see what this is like. Track weapon category. You can make it so you can track a different kind of weapon. This involves like get kills with rocket launcher, or get kills with grenade launcher, or get kills with melee weapons like a pickaxe. Or you could do fall damage. You can also make this for, there's a quest for, you know, falling off something. So like you track if somebody dies to fall damage. You also make it so it's for player eliminations. So you can only make it for like yourself. Or you can make it the opposite. Or you can do both if you want. Usually if you're doing a rocket launcher, you just want a player if you want player kills. Or you can shoot the ground and underlive yourself, which will make it so the tracker will go. Which might be a bit of an exploit, so you want to look out for that. Headshots only obviously is like if you have sniper, for example, it's like get sniper headshots or something like that. Non-player eliminations, this is useful for when you want to track like something like guards, killing guards or killing like zombies. And resolve conflicts and resolve those trackers active. What this is if you turn on persistence, basically resolve conflicts. Okay, if there's two people, if you have sharing all, or there's two, and there's like two trackers, but like one of the players has their tracking progress at like 25. Another player has it at 50. This will determine which one it is, okay? So first player is just whoever gets in the game first. That's the thing that gets. So like if the 50 player gets in that, the track will be 50. Average is you know, what the hell? They spell average wrong. Well, probably tell Epic Games they spell average wrong. So it doesn't matter. Anyways, average is just average between 25 and 50. So that's like what, like 37.5 or something like that. Doesn't matter. And then median is, you know, if you do some like average, like, you know, nice cool math. You get all the numbers, you order them from highest to lowest, and then you find the two middles. If there is two, or you just find a middle number, you just find whatever is the middle number. If there's two middle numbers, you know, add them together and then divide them by 2. So it's 2550, you add them together, so that's 75 divided by 2, that's 37.5. If there was 3 people, it'll be different and so on. So you want to use this if there's more than one person. Medians was just like the middle. Highest is obviously if it's highest, it'll be 50, and lowest will be, if it's lowest, will be 25. Resolve conflicts after tracker's already active. What this will do is, let's say if the tracker's already on and a player joins your game, the tracker will automatically redo the numbers if there's 2 players who already have the tracker assigned. But the first thing I wanted to get me going. Yeah, it's a bit you know, complex, but you know, it's good to understand. Quest icon is like your icon for the quest. So if you look in the top right of HUD, you can have a little image in it. And if you want to get a good image, you do T_UI. And this will bring up all of the different little icons you can use in regular Fortnite Creative. And these are all the preset ones. So if I wanted to make like a running tracker, I could just up TUI run and then I've got a running guy. All you can do is just, once you got this, you can get copy and you can just paste it in here. There we go. Color will just obviously change the color of it. And what you can also do if you're in UEFN, you can import a custom image. Oh, look at this amazing image I got. I'll put that in there. Make sure it's a square image. It can be not a square image, but it'll get compressed and look weird. So best to use, if you want the right dimensions for your image, a square thing. You also do this if you want to, like, you know, advertise your YouTube in the top left. I don't like doing that, but you can do it if you want. And usually if you import a custom image, you want it to be white, the color. Otherwise, if you do like blue, the image itself will be tinted blue, so it'll be a blue cat if you want. So that's why you really want it white if you want to keep the original colors. But anyways, I think it's about done. We're done on the tracker settings, so let's get on to actually making a quest. Okay, so we're done with all these settings. So if I just, you know, fix a few things that I screwed up earlier. Track events. Running distance. If I just check running distance and all that, we'll just see this works. So as you can probably tell, in top right, you can see a beautiful tracker. It's going up, and as you can see, when it ends, nothing happens. So as you can probably tell, nothing exactly happened. That's because we haven't really set up anything to happen. And it's also why if we had this on, it would have gone, like, you know, when like the tracker like leaves your screen, that would have happened. So we're going to do a few things to spice this up a little bit. So what we do is, the first, to make it cool, We need to actually, connect it to something. So the first thing we're going to do with this tracker is that we're going to make it start repeat, okay? We want it to repeat over and over again. So when you get to the 100 mark, you get a reward for it, and also the tracker resets back to 0, and you can do the 100 thing again, and you get another reward. So what we can do is we go down to functions in the tracker. You can see this little option right here, reset progress. Click this, go into here, click on the tracker, and then click on run complete. This will make it recur. This will keep it going. To add a little pizzazz more than this, what we can do is we can add a few rewards. And I'm thinking get some gold from finishing it. You get some XP, and that plays a nice little sound. So let's add those all right now. So to get the gold working, we need an item render. This basically can give players items. So we're going to go to item list right here. Go under here. Since you want gold, we'll just grab some gold. We'll give you, I don't know, 15 gold every single time that you complete this. On grant, just keep all items. Yeah, or you can do current item if you want. Trigger player, you probably only want for that because it's only one single player. Grant condition, always. Enable on game start is good. Run on cycle, who cares? Quick grant item, who cares? It's gold. Can't even equip it anyways. Removing item on grant basically means I'll get rid of the gold in this item granter. We don't want to do that, so we'll just turn it off. This is for weapons. Cycle behavior. You want to do is the grant while offline. Doesn't really matter. Drop players at player location. You can do it always, so when they complete it, the gold drops on the ground, or you can just do it never, so it always goes into their inventory. Or if you have it on dropping, you can have it so only the person who gets it can pick it up, or you can just do it for everybody. But usually you just want to unnever. Play audio, you can turn that on if you want, but we're just turning it off for now because we'll have our own audio. And going to game start, we don't want that on. Okay, now since we have our item printer now, what we can do is add our XP. How to add XP? Well, when it is a certain device, it's called the accolade device. It's right here, this little thing. And what this can do is do those little XP little things. So we're going to make a little XP thing called run, or good job running, and then it'll be like run more. And the XP reward, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Usually medium and small. Limited award count. This basically makes it so it's limited. We want to make you do it over and over again, so you don't want to be limited. Splash size, basically, this will be large, so just like a little big acceleration, and small is just like, it appears on your screen for like a split second. We want small. Icon, you can just make it run again if you want. Enable drink phase, it will do always. Drinking player only, yes, because it's the only one for drinking player. And make it so it's only available for teams. We're just going to ignore that. We're just going to focus on rewarding it when you finish the tracker. It can be like that. Okay, and then finally, after this, we want our audio. So how do we get audio? We need an audio player. Ooh, do I get out? This is what it looks like. And then we'll just get a little audio. A bunch of different audios. You hear all that? Well, the good audio is a surprise. Surprise is always nice to listen to. There we go. You make the volume a bit less. Maybe around 0.5 because it's going to be happening a bunch. We don't want to get it in the way. All this can be heard by. You can make it instigator only, so when they complete it, only they can hear it and not everybody else can hear it. It's kind of useful. Play a location, maybe an instigating player, because when the player completes it, it plays where they are. Or you can do a device and you just turn off these. Both of these, so basically there isn't like, you can hear it only in your left ear, and you can hear from coming over from there. If you turn these off, they'll be like everywhere, if that makes sense. Everywhere all at once, like the movie. Sync player audio, turn it on or off, who cares? I might just turn it on. And autoplay, we don't want any of that. So this now should be all the devices nice and ready. So let's add all of these to our tracker. How do we do that? So we want it to complete. When that tracker completes, we want to get stuff. So we want to click on every single one of these. We want to grant item with the item vector. Get this little pick actor thing and pick the tracker. And we can do when complete. It will grant the item. We can award the accolade on when the tracker is completed. And we can play the sound when the tracker is again completed. Oh, and just make sure when target is reached, it's do nothing. Now let's go in game and see how this works. As you can see, when the tracker completes, get our gold, we get our accolade, and the tracker continues. I didn't get the sound though. Who cares? Who cares? And as you can see, it'll do it over and over again. Every single time you complete it, you get some XP and you get some gold. Okay, so this is cool and all, alright. You can do this with anything, alright. What we're going to do next is we're gonna make quest, alright. Like a full like RPG quest. So we go, I don't know. Let's think. To make a quest, we need somebody, alright. We need some guy to give us the quest, okay? And we need some reason for the quest to even exist in the first place. So let's think. Create a gnome. We'll call this gnome Timmy. Timmy again, remember? So Timmy here, he is in his lovely garden of grass, okay? And what he wants the most in the world is somebody to help him with his cabbages. So you need to find his cabbages. Remember, this is just an example, alright? This can be anything you want. But for just now, this will be the quest. So how do we set it up? I recommend just grabbing all your other stuff, like all of this. Just click on every single one by holding Control and click on everything. You can select everything, and then hold Alt, and then move the thing, and you copy it. Now this will be a separate like system, if that makes sense. These are not like connected, but they still have the same connections. So we basically have another tracker now. So we'll move it over here, and this will be the tracker for this quest. So we want to make this so it supports cabbages instead of running. So let's change it around. We want to make it so it's events. Say 5 cabbages. I want to call it Find Timmy's Cabbages. Hang on, I spelled cabbages wrong. It's 2 B's, right? We can make it so all this is the same. We'll change the icon to maybe like, I don't know, gnome. There we go, perfect. Oh, we don't want to repeat because I'm gonna take that off because it's going to be, we're gonna assign the quest not on game start, so we're gonna turn this all off. We're gonna get the quest when we go near Timmy. The goal, it's fine, we'll keep it the same. Maybe we get a bit more, just a bit more. For this, we're gonna rename it to good job helping. So we'll just kind of call it helped Timmy. Maybe like good job. Since this is a momentous small occasion, we'll do very large. Limit. We can if you want, but I'll just keep it off. The icon will be gnome again, like last time. Enable during phase, always. All this is the same. And the rewards when you can leave the tracker. And the sound that plays will make it so it's maybe a different sound, like surprise. Ooh, it's done. Make it a bit louder. This sound sounds like this. If I sounds like this. Ooh, I love that sound so much. Anyways. So how do we make this quest work? So we'll start off simple. We'll add the cabbages around the place. So to do this, we might get an item spawner. It's the item enter. And what this will do is spawn the required item of cabbages around the location. You want to do spawn on timer, turn that off. Spawn on timer, do that off. Item list is cabbage. Items respawn, turn that off. Burn respawn, turn it off. Initial movement of item, we can do toss or gravity, doesn't really matter. Enabled on game start. You want to maybe, you can keep that on. Continuously spawn items, turn it off. All this is fine. Turn base visible during game off. What we're going to do, we're going to place all these item spawners around. You're probably wondering, how are we going to know if we even have any of the cabbages? I'll show you. There's a device called Conditional Button. Perfect. And what this can do is like a button, but you need stuff. And the stuff we specifically need is cabbages. So what we can do is we can make it so all of this is fine. Key item 1, make that obviously a cabbage because we're looking for cabbages. Go down a bit. Maybe you click this. Key items required. We want 5 because there's 5 cabbages. Correct test is give cabbages. And missing items is need more cabbages. Perfect. Show key item. This you can scroll on if you want. Require holding item is fine. But turn that off because you can't really hold cabbages. Require holding item, you can turn that on if you want. You usually just want it off. Enable during game start, we want to keep that off for now because we're going to enable it some other way. Visible during game, do hologram only. This usually looks the best. Interaction radius, you can make it so I don't know, make it like anything. Who cares? All this is fine. That's about it. Now we need a way to assign the tracker. Okay. Now a good way is a nice little device called the Mutator zone. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you some cool ways. Usually, people will just make it so you walk in here, and then once you walk in there, the tracker will begin. But this tutorial, we're gonna do something cooler. So instead of using this mutator to track it, we're going to use this mutator to activate up top of the dialogue, and also a cinematic sequence right here. Ooh. So we'll get into these right now. Title is Timmy, maybe? Because this is Timmy's dialogue, remember? So once you walk up, this is what Timmy will say. The description will be like, hey, I have lost my cabbages. Could you find them? Perfect. Auto display, just do number. Response buttons, we can do 2. Now, the way this will work is you can make it so, default out, you can just do it on. You can make it so you have like dialogue options. So what you can do is you say, okay, nah, or something like that. You get me? So Timmy will ask you if you want to find his cabbages or not, and you'd be like, sure, I'll find your cabbages, and then you get the quest. And if you say no, you'll get it. Text box opacity. What this can do is it just changes that. Do you just want that like that? Mask background, you want that off because you want to be able to see Timmy. You'll see it when it works beautifully. Show, you want to see it when the mutator zone is when someone enters it. All the module widgets and everything will do. We're not getting into it today, okay? Or just use the base creative. And for content alignment, you want to make it so it's bottom line right here. So that'll make it so the dialogue appears on the bottom of your screen. Now, okay, here comes the fancy bit. We're gonna make a cinematic sequence. How do you make a cinematic sequence? Well, what we can do is we go in cinematics, right click in your content, grab this, okay? This will be a little sequence that will play once you walk into the theater. While in the sequencer, you can make it maybe 60 and also click this little button. Just look at a camera, and you can see we got a camera, and your viewport will become the camera. So what we can do is we line it up right, maybe make this. If we don't want the blur, just make it like that. And you want the current photo, you can make it. You can change the focal length. You can see a bit more. Maybe make it, I don't know, maybe 14, 13, 12. Doesn't really matter. Make sure you have a little bit at the bottom here, because that's where your dialogue will go. So if you want to see the dialogue, you can put it there, or you can have it on the side of your screen, top of your screen, or a little box in the corner. So it just depends on where you want it, but I'll just do it on the bottom wide one. We'll do this. Perfect. This is what the player will see when they talk to Timmy. And to make it so it doesn't look weird when it loops, bring this all the way out. So it's like the camera stays for about 30 seconds, or maybe even longer if you want. And it will make sure it's frame perfect, no gaps, so it doesn't like go all the way and then go back like a frame later. Like, a little bit makes it look weird. And what this will do is we'll have like a nice little thing that zooms over to Timmy. Anyways, this should be good. All the details of your cinematic sequence. Go into sequence and add your Timmy sequence, or whatever it is. Loop playback is good because you want the camera. If the player's just sitting there thinking, no, we don't want the camera to, like, when the sequence ends, go away. So we want to loop and loop and loop until it's done. Autoplay, turn it off. Visibility, usually just instigator only. So it only happens when the one player goes to talk to Timmy. Level sequence actor. Just try to leave that on. Don't play right. Just leave that normal. Finish completion state override. You want to usually keep states, or maybe restore state if you want. Enable on phase is when you have autoplay on, so it'll place on different phases, but we're just going to keep that normal. Anyways, we want to play the function when you go into the mutator zone, and we want to stop the function when somebody responds on any button. Once you walk into the mutator zone, you'll get this pop-up dialog, and it will show it. And what we want to do is we want to hide it when somebody responds in this thing, so it hides after you respawn. But we want our tracker to track or assign to the player when they accept the first button, not the any button, the first button, because that's it. Yeah, okay, I'll do the quest button. You want to do it like that. And also, when they do that, we want the exact same thing for. Sorry, turn this on if you can't select it. Click on the condition button. We want the same thing. Enable our button when the same exact thing where, like, you know, on button 1. And we'll do the same exact thing with every single one of our cabbages. So you can select all of them. Go down to here, spawn item, and grab this. And we can do on rezoning button 1. So all the cabbages will spawn when you're rezoning button 1. Oh yeah, and also if you go into Outliner, search for island settings. This is going to be your island settings. If you search in this for tracker, you can change the max trackers on HUD. Usually it's on 1 at default. You want to change that to maybe 2 if you want, or 3. So you can see the run tracker and the cabbages tracker at the same time. And also for infinite, search up infinite consumables, you want that off. Same with building materials, so your gold will like not be infinite. And there's obviously a bunch of other stuff you can screw around with, but those are kind of the main ones you want to look out for. Just to make sure your mutator settings are, just click on it, and we'll just make it so it has no VFX, and it also you can shoot. Also, make sure you can disable the mutator. Just disable it when you accept the quest, because you can obviously walk back into it and it'll break. Now, of course, if you have the mutator and you want more people to go into mutator, you can make it so the mutator is only on one class. Okay, so you can make it so selected class it's only like one class. Okay, so that's like no quest design class. And then you can have a second class, you grab a class designer, and this will be yes class design or something. or assigned. And what this can do is you can use classes to make it so it works for multiple people, but we're not going to get into it today. All you just gotta do is make sure that the Mutator disables. Oh, and fix a few settings. Make this, you can make it so you make this 1, and the tracker increments progress when you go onto the conditional button unactivated. That means when you activate it, wave the cabbages, and I'll finish the tracker. Oh, and when target is reached, make that complete tracker instead of nothing, so it doesn't repeat. Make sure the button disables when you complete it like this, or you can do it this. Where is it? Come on, disable after use. You click this button and I'll disable after use. Just make sure class is just any just for now, and also just for good measure, do remove as well when you click the button when it's activated. And all of this should work. Let's see. Alright, so here we are to me. Let's see if it works. Boom. We got another dialogue option. I've lost my cabbages. You find them? So you can press that. That'll this obviously not do it. Or you can press OK and I'll do it work. There's that. You get our new tracker at the top left. And we get this enables, and we can see all of our items have spawned. Obviously we can't do the tracker, so we need to go find the cabbages. Once we find all the cabbages, it's very difficult. The quest will now, the button will now work because we have all the 5 cabbages we need. So we give him the cabbages. We help Timmy. You got 50 gold. They plays a nice sound. And perfect. The quest is gone. Now, obviously, with this, you can do so much more, right? You can do so much more. You can do, like, crazy quests and stuff like that. Like MMORPG, you know, string together 15 quests for, like, a thing and stuff like that. It's pretty useful. This is a good skill to know when you're making Fortnite stuff because, you know, this is, like, the backbone of, like, background of a lot of the game. Now, of course, you don't need the tracker to be on your hood. You can make it so it's not on your hood. And you can have, like, tracking, like, achievements. You can have all of that stuff. It's a bunch of crazy stuff. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you want more tutorials, watch these on your screen right now. Visit like and subscribe. Remember to follow. There'll be another tutorial coming out in, I think, about 2 days. It's been a while since I made a tutorial, so I think I owe you a bit. 2 tutorials back to back. So, expect more soon. Goodbye.